Now that's how it's done. The other day I got to watch the Chainsaw Man movie, the Reze arc, or Reze arc. I'm just gonna say Reze for now. And my god, was it amazing. This is the second anime movie that I've seen this year, I'm pretty sure. I don't count Ninja 2, but this is the second one, and yeah, this one is the best by far. It's actually better than Demon Slayer because this is actually a movie. Now I'm going to start by talking about this. The reason why I'm saying this is actually a movie is because this had a story with a beginning, middle, and end. It was a whole entire contained story. There was no cliffhangers. There was no, like, things you needed to know about the story being told beforehand. It was all contained in this movie. Now, of course, you needed to have watched Chainsaw Man Season 1, but it's like a sequel, if anything, to that, segment, like any other sequel to a movie. Unlike Demon Slayer, they decided to just publish 7 to 8 episodes of anime in theaters, and is still in theaters to this day. And it's probably going to stay in theaters for a good amount of time so they can keep cashing in on this. And I completely understand that. That's perfectly fine. I mean, nowadays, like, I don't think anime companies and studios are even making that much with certain people out there obtaining them unethically. Not going to be pointing any fingers, but it's understandable why they're doing this, because they want to maximize their profits. But with that, it still was just anime episodes that they just published and stitched together. This was a film, and I'm really glad it was the way it was. So yeah, this takes place after the first season of Chainsaw Man. Denji is still getting established in his new life with hunting devils with his partners that he lives with. And one day when patrolling, he stumbles across and meets a girl named Reze, and she turns out to be the perfect person for Denji, and they fall in love. But Reze is not who she says she is, and that's all I'm going to say, because I really want people to not know anything going into this film. You really should be spoiler free. Granted, let's just get this out of the way. There's a good chance everyone knows the whole story behind Reze. I'm not going to say it, and people probably figured out what was going to happen with her based on the trailers, but again, I'm not going to say it. I also do want to emphasize, I have not read Chainsaw Man as far as the manga goes, and I don't know what's coming up next. I don't really read that much manga. I really only read like one and that's on hiatus right now, or 2. Both of them on hiatus, funny enough. But I don't know what's happening in Chainsaw Man, so everything I saw today was completely, like, unexpected. I had no idea what the story was going to, contain, and I'm really glad I saw it. It was really enjoyable. One thing about Chainsaw Man, it's been accused and targeted for being like a gooner anime, if you will. And that's perfectly, valid, because considering Season 1, it has a lot of, like, explicit, stuff in it, let's just say. But also, Denji is like a child and like mentally disabled. All he has known his entire life is like killing devils and doing jobs for, gang members. So it makes sense why he's just a simple guy who just wants simple goals in life. And this type of story was perfect for him, because this is the first chance where he can actually meet someone and fall in love with her. In fact, throughout the entire story, their love and their chemistry was just so perfect. I actually just cannot believe this is in Chainsaw Man. Now, again, most people probably already knew this was going to happen, but I didn't. So it's really cool to see that Denji knows what it's like to, like, feel love, and it was just really enjoyable seeing him going this adventure, going on dates and, skinny dipping and all that fun shit. And yes, skinny dipping, I said it. That doesn't mean this movie is for gooners. It was actually more tastefully done, if anything. So don't expect going into the theaters thinking you're going to see some, some inappropriate stuff. You really are not going to. And if you really are going to movies expecting that, you really need to get a new life. But yes, their relationship was done really well, and I really just enjoyed it so much. The action in this anime was just fantastic. It was very spectacular. I don't know how this anime studio did it, but they've somehow made something that's on par with Demon Slayer, and that's what I will say as far as the action goes and the choreography, as well as the animation. There's these scenes where I don't really know how to explain it, but the animation gets a bit loosey-goosey and sloppy in a way, but because there's so much action and the action's going by so fast, they're not gonna like fully detail every single frame. Like, they are gonna make some like cartoon wacky animations. And hell, this isn't the first anime to do that. Jujutsu Kaisen and One Piece has been doing that a bunch of times. Hell, other animes get away with it a lot worse, and please don't crucify me for insulting your favorite anime, I'm sorry. But other than that, the animation was really on par. It was really beautiful at times, and I feel like it really fit the story that they were going with. There's even moments where like the animation gets so wacky and goofy that you even start hearing sound effects. Like, there's a certain sound that a character makes. His name is Beam, but he's like the shark devil. He makes a certain sound that everyone in the crowd, and even myself, was just laughing at because it was just so goofy and, you know, crazy and all that, but in a good way. Yes, animation was pretty great. The art style was pretty great. It's very similar to what the anime looks like, and again, that's perfectly fine. These movies slash anime arcs are essentially just episodes of anime. I'm sure when the anime season comes out, they'll probably just chop them up into like 4 episodes, possibly. I'm not too sure. You can definitely tell when there's a cut in the story where you can be like, oh, that's where the episode's gonna end. It is pretty noticeable in this story, but again, it's not to the levels of Demon Slayer. And again, I do have to say this. I don't think Demon Slayer is a bad thing. The Infinity Castle arc was bad. I actually really enjoyed it. It was really great for what it was, but it's not a film, and I had to dock it. The music was pretty great, pretty fun, pretty energetic. There was this moment where they had some like metal guitars playing in the background, and I thought it really fit the tone really well. There was this beautiful music that was happening when Denji and Reze was going into the pool, and I absolutely loved it. And there's another scene where they're in water. I don't want to say too much. The music was just so beautiful. I actually want to listen to it on Spotify. It was definitely some music that you could cry to. I thought the story was very well paced. There was just enough time to establish everything and get everyone involved that's going to be important to the story. From what I've been told by my friends and family, they did leave in some Easter eggs that people who've read further into the story will know and pick up on. Of course, I don't know any of them, so let's just trust my friends and family that there is a lot of Easter eggs apparently in this movie. There is still a lot of things you're going to be asking yourself, like, why does Makima have this power? Or who else is part of, you know, Gun Devil's team or something? All of the characters are very interesting. We get a little bit more time with Aki. We get some moments with Power here and there, and we get to even spend a lot of time with Angel Devil. We do get to spend a lot of time with him, and yes, I said him, so don't get that confused. And I definitely do relate to him a little bit. Reze, who I won't say too much about because, again, I want to assume people, maybe for whatever reason, don't know too much about, you know, the story or the plot or anything. Reze was definitely a really good character, and she had a lot of good chemistry with Denji. That's all I want to say. There is an antagonistic force in this film, and that villain is really crazy and powerful. And I feel like there's some references to like the Xenoblade from the Alien films that they drew inspiration from for this film. I'm pretty sure that was the case. I want to talk more about like the tone of everything. Like, there was some good funny moments that I laughed at. We get to see Beam be his quirky, goofy self, and he really does show up a lot in this film, and he really does get to be the star of the show for a good amount of time. It's pretty funny also towards the beginning. Denji has an opportunity to hang out with Makima, and they go see a bunch of movies, and that scene itself is really funny. I think the writing, the dialogue, and everything between characters definitely still fit Chainsaw Man. This doesn't feel like it's some outside movie that was made by different people. I'm pretty sure it's always animated by the same people or published by the same people. This was directed by, well, I know that's Tetsuya Yoshihara. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sure I said it right. He's worked on this movie as well as Black Clover and Jujutsu Kaisen and Wistoria. So if you like those, yeah, this is the guy who helped out. I saw this movie in sub and it was really good. Unfortunately, I'm not really that knowledgeable when it comes to Japanese voice actors. I'm just going to say that they all did amazing. I thought they all fit their character pretty well. No one really didn't stand out. But again, I'm not like a huge sub enthusiast. I kind of don't like to watch subbed anime that much. I try to watch dub as much as I can because I kind of am getting tired of reading. But I did watch this in sub for one of my friends because it was more convenient for them, so I did it, of course. But yeah, voice acting was just great. I can't really say much more because I don't really know how to really add on to it. But yeah, they did great. With the animation, there was also some nice camera shots. The colors was all really amazing. They really did like make the movie just really cinematic, and they really took their time with this movie, making it really colorful. Hell, there was one scene where the sunset was just fully red. It's definitely a really beautiful movie. There's some nice shots. It just looks very gorgeous. You know, very high quality anime you get here with this film. The only thing I just really wish is we got more time spent on Denji and his relationship that he was forming. I really feel like that would have been better for the film, but this is supposed to be a very short story, so I'm sure they did what they could with the time that they had. Other than that, I really don't have any issues. Like, if I do, they're very minor and they're not like anything that's super negative. Nothing to really give it a very low score. I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. Really, it was just amazing. It did everything it needed to do. It was well done, well animated. I really loved it. It was a lot of fun. I'm going to remember this movie a lot. I can't wait to see what happens next in Chainsaw Man. And yeah, I'm just really excited for the future for this. And I'm not really too excited for anime movies in general. The last thing I really want to talk about is, like I mentioned this in my last review, that I'm not really excited for animes to become movies because it just, you know, takes away that opportunity for people to watch it at home that we've been doing for a very long time. I understand why people are doing this for the theaters to make more money. I will say though, if people or studios or companies are going to do this for animes, it really needs to be done exactly like Chainsaw Man Reze arc. It needs to be a short, contained story that doesn't feel like it's just episodes of animes stitched together. So good on you, Chainsaw Man. You did it right. But yeah, what do you guys think about Chainsaw Man? Can't wait to chain up these videos and edit it all together, man. Yeah, everyone leave a comment what you think, and yeah, I'll see you on the next review.